Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Space Engineers. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Quantum. Quantum Tater, say hello. Oh, behind me, we see the robot and the boar and the landing pad of both of them. This block is not in the right spot. Oh, I added that later, so that's okay. So, last episode, we talked about the robot. And one of the things I was going to say about the robot really quick is that all the atmospherical engines were not on there. So now when I do this, it should turn them all off. And the other thing, it looked like that engine was spooling up pretty hard. Do I still have the thing on override? That would be forward. So interesting thing about thrusters, when you have them, no, they're not. Okay. Anyway, so this guy, super cool. I love it. I like how it turned out. It's going to be useful. Today's episode, look, I wasn't going to put one out for Tuesday. This is that Tuesday I said I wasn't going to do one, but I lucked into a little bit of spare time, just a wee bit. And as a result of that, I was thinking, what if, because of this spare time that I've discovered in the wonderful world of, let's do, what do we like texture-wise? Let's do battered. Let's see if I can find battered. There we go. Oh, we go, blup, blup. There we go. In the world of textures, nope, that's not what I was saying. Blap, my brain's not working. In the world of free time, you don't always get a lot of free time, so I thought like, oh, cool, I could definitely get some. I definitely could get some free time. So let's see if I can. How do I switch? There we go. I want to switch to this. Weldless, war-torn, silver, rusty, retro future. Let's do that. Bop, bop. Oh yeah, retro future. What else do we think should be that color? That guy right there. How about that? Nope. Okay, so then now we need probably that color. Get in there and get these other blocks. I'm gonna paint this thing really quick. Why? I don't know. We hadn't painted stuff in a minute, and I was thinking about it. So yeah, what I wanted to do today that I thought would be kind of neat is what if we had a little extra episode? And here we are. Extra episode it is. It's not going to be probably a long one. What I want to do is I'm going to paint this thing up really quick, and I don't have a ton of messages because how could I have messages? I've been on the lam, but I can get some stuff painted up, and let's see what we like. How do we like that so far? And then I think what we're going to need here, probably this color. I like that. I think that's good. Maybe we'll do red there and red there so that we got some flavor in that spot. And then, oh, we've got, that's got to be gray. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Look at this little mech fella. Maybe this needs to be a little bit darker. I like the idea of this being darker. So, what are we doing? We actually do have a little bit of comments. I think it was, let me see what episode that was that I'm saying we didn't have comments on. And let's see if that, there we go. I think we're good there. And then we can maybe do this guy. Yeah, look at that. All right. How's that look? How's that look for a ship? That looks cool, right? I think it looks cool. That's definitely, it's got a flavor. It's got a flavor. We can take it for a quick spin. Yeah, look at this. Bow. I don't know what music that would be, but I'm still thinking like imagine you have two assault cannons right there and you're just like just raining hell in. You're just like so we'd have like a dropship come in, right? Like fly into the atmosphere, high altitude, just hovering up there, and then you dispatch a fleet of these and they come down and they're just like just like peppering the ground. Some machine gun variants, assault cannon variants, some rocket variants, and you just fly by. You nuke it and then you keep going. You take another pass, you come back around, and then you like you could start from out here and then you I think it'd be cool. Could be neat. It's pretty fun to fly. It's way overpowered for what I need it to do, truthfully. There's no reason for it to have as much juice as it does, but I'm okay with it. I think it's awesome. It's probably one of my favorite little like random last minute thoughts built. And you guys are going to see about this. It'll be a Friday. This is when you'll see about this. So here's what I want to do. We're going to get kicked off on building our launcher. We won't finish it today. It's going to be a quick time lapse. Like I said, this is just going to be kind of a bonus because I have a little extra time. And I thought to myself, extra time, a little extra YouTube for the people. Um, these guys are going great. I thought maybe off screen I might paint some of the base. I'm not going to do that right now. This sounds more fun to me, so that's what we're doing. I need some parts. I think that's what I need. Those are the parts I need. We're going to come over here and we are going to build ourselves. We're going to start the process of making this guy here. And to help with that, we'll obviously have a bob. I'm thinking we're going to use this connector. It's going to be small grid. Oh, let me small grid. There we go. And did I do a small connector for this? That's a mistake. I did a small connector for this. This would technically work, but to connect to the known or to connect to the adder, wherever the adder may be in space, it uses a full size one. So we're going to actually have to chop this off. And that's just what it is. So we'll get this. Ba, ba, ba. I don't know what would be the best way to have. We'll say the pipe this way. And then we're going to call this guy. This is going to be launch ship connector. And really quick, we're going to hop over. Let's go ahead and make a quick run to the food storage and run another set of crops. Last time we did, I think, all wheat or all coffee. I'm not really sure which. So I will quick on episode 81, which just hit. I'm actually recording the day that came out. John said, if ever there was an example of, have you ever had one of them days? It was like watching a duck swim uphill. Thanks. There was some struggle happening for sure. Now my dog's very good. We have a thing where when we need him to do something like let us clip his nails or let us like look at something on him because he's white. Which if people don't know, white pit bulls are prone to cancer and different things. So when we need to like look at a bump or make sure there's like look at things on him, scratches, anything like that, we say let me see, and he like lays down on his side and he basically displays like we've trained him to display so that like we can take a look, cut his nails, like keep him docile, things like that. So that like we can get an idea of what needs to happen. Perfect. Look at all that. And so basically just that, like, let me see. And then he's like, okay, I guess I hate it, but sure. And that's what we did. And so, well, that's part of what we did, right? And then so the other, do we have, I need some seeds. Let's say 20. Do we have anything to make these? I don't think we do. Did we have, oh yeah, we did. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. I think the next thing we're going to do, we're going to do fruit and veggie tables. Veggie tables. We'll also plant this guy. Normally I wanted to do like an all, like one type of everything, but I that obviously can't happen, which I think we already had the fruit seeds. There we go. I think we already had a plethora of fruit seeds, but I think the idea was to get all of the seeds under one roof. Okay. So we've got 20 of those. We don't need more wheat. We've got plenty of wheat. We don't, well, I mean, we have 20 boxes of wheat or grain. We have a fair amount of mushrooms. Those grow the quickest. We need potatoes. Ooh, we don't need potatoes. Wow, we are, you know what we need to do? All right. We're calling an audible here. Do I have a programmable block on this grid? I don't think I do. I do not. Okay, I'm gonna go get the stuff to make a programmable block on this grid, and then we're gonna set up the goat here specifically just to house seeds and food. I think that's what I want to do. No, I don't. It's not worth it. We don't need to do that. That's extra. There's no reason to do that. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab all of the cooked components. Okay, and the cargo terminal here. So seeds can go. Wrong button. Seeds will go here. And then the food, well, we'll just put everything in the same cargo terminal. So this tells us everything we've got. So if we do that, like we've got ice there, those things there. I'm going to take some of those. But now we can see what we've got. So we've got quite a bit of potatoes. We've got quite a bit of fruit. We need to do a full run of vegetables is what needs to happen next. So we need to take all of the vegetables. We need to plant those. And then probably some more fruit. And honestly, even some more mushrooms. So I'm actually going to turn the veggie tables into... I'm going to make 2 veggie tables so that we have those in the same... all of them up there. So next time we'll do a full round of vegetables, a full round of fruit. So we actually need some fruit seeds. We don't... Yeah, we'll do a full round of... How many do I have? I don't even know. I think I have 16. I need 16, right? Because I have 4 rows of 4. 4, 4. So we need 16 seeds. We have 16 of these. We can run a full set of those. We need to do coffee next. So that's going to be the next one. We'll do those. We need... Okay. I'm trying to think how we want to do this. We actually have 16 fruit. To do a full load of fruit, we need all 16 of the fruit. So we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, add 10. Turn all the fruit into that. This is a pretty good number. We're going to have to do mushrooms. Potatoes, great. We're great on potatoes. We need no more potatoes. So this will help us. So we'll run a full round of all of the things next. I'm going to try to knock these two together. Yeah, so we'll go do that. All right, that is that. What do I have in my inventory? Did I eat that thing? And then let's get moving. So what we're going to do today. So John was talking about how the dog is miraculously behaved. Yep, so he's pretty good. And he said good luck and best wedding wishes. Thanks you, John. I appreciate that. And then Chad said apologies. He thought that Andrew did do it without the... Ooh, you know what we can do? I have a test. Go ahead and slap all those things in there. He said that he thought Andrew did do it without mods, but he did definitely use a mod. We're going to use this to go pick that up. And then he said, I'm not the first to forget to hit record, nor will I be the last. Accurate. Let's see what else. Tramp stamp on a pit. Now you've seen everything. Yeah, I'm sure he's super thrilled about it, me putting that on the internet. If only he could speak English. Let's see. And then he gave me some additional info on the agoraphobic thing. That's pretty freaking cool still, actually. So let's... look at that. And then if I wanted to be an enterprising young man... Hey, a meal pack. Clang Crunchies. Now those do damage to you. So, be warned. They do damage to you. Okay. We're gonna grab that. Look at that. And then we just come over here, and then Bob will take care of it for us. We don't even have to think about it. Making the retrieval of unknown signals easier since 1985. The Robot. I like the name. I don't know why. Robot's funny to me. Robots! Not the robots. I really quite enjoy this thing. And it's pretty easy to, like, doesn't have a high pickup cost. Is Bob gonna... you know what I haven't done? I will say that. I haven't said Bob's color. Factory Bob. I need you to have a grind color. Grind color. Use grind color. 313, 100, 100. And then if I go to this and I go blap, Bob should be able to get to work. Okay, so that should get ground through. I don't know why it's not. Let's see what's going on with Bob here. Factory Bob, what are you doing? What you doing? Fly mode, weld before grind, use grind color. That's an ignore color. And if I check my wrong button, if I check my colors, this should be 313, 100, 100. I don't know why Bob's not picking this up. That's super weird. Okay, well, I'll do it. So, what else did Chad say? I know he said something else. I got distracted by this not getting ground down. Every part helps, kids. Okay, there we go. That's perfect. Let's see. So I'm going to pause real quick so I can think about this. Oh, Chad extrapolated on the agoraphobe one. So I didn't know what an agoraphobe was, but it's an interesting premise. Like, basically, you get a fixer upper asteroid base that you go home and you can't go outside because you don't technically have a helmet. So you have a drone that you have to either be able to create and remanufacture from the inside, or you have, like, you either have the parts to fix it, and you don't. Ooh, my computer just. What's going on here, buddy? Huh, okay. Well, that's fun. Anyway, so basically you have a drone that does all your work outside the base because you can't leave the base. And so that could be really interesting. I wonder, I would have to, I guess my assumption would you pre-build yourself up a little um you pre-built yourself up a little bit of a uh switch lock, park on. Okay, and we're gonna call this grid info. Escape craft. Should be easy enough. And then the control panel here, we'll do escape connector. And so the only way you can get ores, do repairs, all this stuff from the outside is you have that drone inside your base or outside your base and you connect to it and has to do anything. And if you accidentally destroy it, well, then you're screwed. So I would have to get, like, basically, he says you purchase a small fixer-upper and you purchase a small remote control drone and you have to stay inside the base and do everything for it. That would be really interesting to, like, have to stay inside the entire time and the trolls with that. That might be like an interesting mini series just to see how, like, how I could cope with it, because obviously you wouldn't have like things like Bob or anything like that, because then you don't need the welding and the grinding drone part of the drone. You don't need the ore part of the drone. So that's really interesting. I would be curious to see. I might have to, like, in my spare time, try to design a drone that has all three of those things. Because here's what I'd be thinking: you need a drone that can go in every direction because it's in space. It need to be large grid, as far as pass through for welding and grinding. So you'd have pass through welding. So you need a remote control block to go the welding direction, plus a camera. A remote control block to go to the grinding direction, plus a camera. You'd need a remote control block to go for the docking, plus a camera, and a remote control block and camera for the drilling direction. So it would look like a little, like, T-junction thingy. And that could be very interesting. And I've sat here and talked this entire time and haven't even started designing the ship. It's 20 minutes in. Let's get this party started. That's an interesting idea, Chad. I'm not opposed to it. Maybe a little mini series. All right, first things first. We're gonna lay out some blocks. We're gonna build in gray because I don't know why. I just because why? Because raisins. The first thing we're gonna need is a big, beautiful tank, I think. So yeah, tank it up. And then we're gonna have to delete this tank
B.O.R.E full.
because you put it on wrong because you don't know what you're doing. That's step one. Just to test, just make sure everybody is understanding. We're gonna assume the bottom is gonna be facing the mountain, so we'll put that there. One big tank. No, I don't like it. Hold for a second. Okay, starting the time lapse now. We're gonna do some building, and then I might have to stop in the middle of it, and then we might come back to it. Let's see what happens. Real quick, no, I deleted the weather, blah, blah, blah. But look, I'm time-lapsing here. The weather is making it really hard for me to see this really epic thing we got going on. Look at this thing so far. Looks incredible, and the weather is just like, what if it's green and hazy? It looks like ass. So, yeah, I did a thing. I'm not proud of it. I mean, I'm a little proud. I'm not proud of it, honestly. I don't personally care. All right, you know what this thing needs? Probably some cargo. You're thinking to yourself, Tater, it needs cargo, man. That's what it needs. And I'd be like, you know what? You're right. This thing does need cargo. What does cargo look like on a little baby guy like this? Well, first and foremost, it's got to have two small cargo containers. Why? Because they're novel and fun. No, I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna. So this is what we got. This is the engine housing, obviously. We got up, we got down, we got forward and back. That's it. That's all you need. We don't need to strafe. Strafing's for chumps. Strafing is for the weak. We're not weak here, or something. I don't know. I don't know. Don't. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Back to the time lapse. Alrighty, that's gonna have to be it for a second. We're gonna have to come back. We're gonna have to come back to this. That's what we got so far. I'm thinking about an interior to the ship, but that makes it pretty tall. We'll see how I feel about that. I like the head height, just because I want it to be bigger than the door, so I don't feel like I'm super cramped. But I guess it doesn't have to be. And will that make the profile of the ship too big? Because that's one block taller than the battery back there. So I don't know. We'll see. This is what I got so far. We got side thrust, down thrust, up thrust. Probably add an extra side thrust in that hole right there. It looks like we need to add power to the base. And it's nighttime, so we're going to come back. And yeah, we'll see you in a second. Hey, and we're back. A dinosaur story. Hello. Had to take a quick sabbatical. Oh, I am lagging something fierce. I think I'm encoding something in the background. We're going to go take a nap real quick. Uh, we did a thing last time we started, or last first half of this. We started doing the wonderful world of all things considered. We did a thing. So we're getting the daylight. The daylight's happening. Well, man, the we're running out of power is what's actually happening. We seem to be losing power at a very fast clip. So what I'm gonna do? Ooh, we don't want that color. Let's go ahead and okay. We need to build a little power station guy. Because we're just constantly cooking juice out of our system. So that's not great. We don't like it. We don't want to have anything to do with that. So let's do this right there. We're gonna put a block there and maybe a block there. And then I think we're gonna need to do these guys here, and we're gonna have to switch it over to a different color. We'll just do one. Let's see. We're gonna get ourselves a little bit of juice flowing real quick. I know we were time-lapsing earlier on basically all things considered. We were getting the ship over there welded up, so let's go ahead and get some more juice flowing because we were struggling a little bit. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. I think that'll help us tremendously with the power because we're losing it, man. We were losing everything. We probably could add some batteries in some places that wouldn't be a bad thing. Maybe a battery here and here just to have extra battery on the grid. I think it'd be useful. So this is what we got so far for our vehicle. And initially I started to call it the Escape. But now that I'm thinking about it, I don't like the Escape. We've done that already. We did that at the beginning. I think we're going to call this the Return. Because that's what we're doing. We're returning back to our roots in space. I'm going to eat one of those right there. Get some healing done. So I'm not going to put... Initially, I was like, oh, I could put a survival kit on this, and that would be useful. But I don't want to do that. I don't have any interest in doing that. So this is what this looks like right now. I was concerned about how wide it looks with these blocks, but I honestly don't think it looks that bad. So if I come up here and we grab the color of this block, we can bring this down. I think that's gonna be all right. You know, I think that's not gonna look too bad. And then the same thing will happen here, where you know we have. I think we're good. I think we're gonna have an interesting. I think we're gonna have an interesting look. I don't think it's too wide. It doesn't feel too big. We just have to make sure that we transition downward well, and maybe I'll do that better than what I've done right here. So yeah, with that being said, I think we should go ahead and get underway shaping out these wings. That's what I want to do. I want to shape out the wings. So let's go ahead and get ourselves some blocks over. I'm gonna do that right there, right there, right there. I think I think that'll be good. Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna look good. I have faith. I'm not really sure how we're gonna do this transition piece right here, but I think we're gonna do something. So we might grab some blocks and do like, oh, that right there. And we'll go ahead and chop that off. The wind is really blowing, and you guys, I don't think it translates when I'm hearing the wind. I don't think it translates the way it does to me, like how much I hear it versus like what you guys hear in the recording. I don't think it does that, but I tell you, it is absolutely brutal. So, okay. Yeah, let's build out a wing. So I'm gonna go back to time lapsing. I haven't even decided the type of music. Last time was Swedish techno. What do we think? What are we feeling? Maybe some dubstep or something? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Let's do some shaping and I'll think about the music while we're time lapsing. And then the editor will be like, "I got you, fam. I'll know exactly what you're looking for." Maybe he won't. I have no idea. We'll find out. Okay. We are... Man, my audio was muted. All right. Look. All right. Okay. There we go. Look. So this is what we got so far. We're not gonna finish this today. We're gonna have to cut now. I got some errands I gotta run. Like I said, I'm getting married, so we're doing that. But look, this is going to be another radiation storm. I love it for me. That's so good. Got a built-in cockpit. This is going to be the return. Look at that. We're gonna have an entrance here. Pop up into this bad boy here. I'm gonna have these set up to auto close. This one's gonna auto close as well. And then your cockpit view. We've got some side windows there, some down windows there, and we're gonna take our beloved Prototech drive off this planet. I need to find a place to strap that thing on. I think I might actually pipe it in. I think it might be part of the dorsal fin. I'm going to cut this line off maybe, and we're just going to glue that thing right on right there. And yeah, I actually don't know what the block looks like. Let's go to, what is it called? Is this, what is this? Just ore detectors, right? Yeah, it's just ore detectors. Okay, so Prototech. If we look at really quick what the refinery looks like, we just slap that right here. Prototech refinery is got, so it's got a full port and some baby ports. So if we just glue that thing right there and then we utilize one of those baby ports to hook up, we can still manage to connect. I think we could still manage to utilize it while we're sitting here waiting. And we'll probably do it this way so that it looks a little bit cooler. We could also put it on the bottom, although I think that's a little more risky. But because we don't have a battery right there, we could slap that down like right there on the dorsal fin, on the lower dorsal. I don't know. But that's what we got, guys. I'm about to have to run into one of the vehicles, but that's what we got, guys. I don't know. If you enjoyed this, you guys know what to do. I managed to squeeze this one in. I'm going to see if I can get it edited and posted. We don't know if I'm going to be able to, but let's go ahead and run inside where it's safe. Let's just get into here. It's super safe in here. We're going to get those doors closed up. And, yeah, coming from the anchor. One last time. Well, probably not one last time, but you get the idea. Anyways, I will catch you later, taters. And as always, be kind and stay ornery. Bye.